If you think you know Sicily, you're wrong. There's a deep abyss where 5,000 rocky eyes gaze upon a 3,000-year-old secret that will send shivers down your spine. Imagine a place where time has stood still, where the Anapo River has carved a canyon so deep that it hid an entire civilization. We're about to enter the wild heart of southeastern Sicily, among limestone walls that conceal an ancient mystery, a stone bee's nest that will leave you breathless. I'll take you to discover Pantalica, a rocky necropolis that defies history, an eternal monument to human resilience. Prepare yourself for a journey that will change the way you see the past. In the beating heart of southeastern Sicily, where the sun kisses the scorched lands and the scents of thyme and oregano dance in the air, a deep wound opens up, an abyss dug with millenary fury by the river Anapo. Here, nature has sculpted a masterpiece of brute force and delicacy, a dizzying canyon whose limestone walls rise toward the sky like ancient scars on the earth. But it's not just the works of nature that capture the eye. These imposing rock faces are dotted, almost embroidered, with thousands of small caves. There are more than 5,000 of them, a number that alone gives you a thrill. Each of these openings is not a whim of the wind or water, but the fruit of the tireless work and ingenuity of human hands, sculpted by hand over 3,000 years ago. It is a landscape that takes your breath away, a painting in which the power of nature meets the tenacity of man. This place is not just an archaeological site, it is an ancient soul that still breathes. Pantalica is a necropolis, yes, but it is much more than a simple cemetery. It is a city of the dead that defies time and imagination, a testimony to life and struggle engraved in stone. To understand Pantalica, we must go back thousands of years to the Bronze Age, when Sicily was a crossroads of peoples and dangers. In that turbulent time, the ancient Siculites, a proud and indomitable people, faced a difficult choice. Their plains were threatened by invasion, their homes vulnerable. To escape this grip, they took a radical decision. They abandoned the ease of the plain to seek refuge in an almost inaccessible place. They found their salvation here, on this rocky plateau, an isolated promontory that rises between two rivers. Imagine these men and women, with their children, climbing steep paths, carrying with them not only their few belongings, but also the hope of a more secure future. They decided to live and die in the clouds on this mountain, which became their natural fortress, and not only a place of life, but a place where their deceased could also rest in peace, protected from prying eyes and the hands of looters. They transformed the entire mountain into an immense stone bee's nest, a city of the dead, unlike any other in the world. Every cave, every hole in the rock became a tomb, a small sanctuary for their loved ones. Pantalica became a sort of giant beehive where life and death merged in an eternal cycle under the silent protection of the mother rock. Crossing Pantalica today is like taking a step back in time to an era when nature was still wild and man lived in symbiosis with it. To perceive the essence of this place means venturing along difficult paths, where the lush and at times untamed vegetation tries to take back what man has dug out. The atmosphere is wild, primordial. The air is filled with a deep grave silence, so intense it almost seems you can touch it. This silence is not empty, it is full of history, of distant voices, of sighs from 3,000 years ago. The only interruptions to this solemn stillness are the high pitched, powerful cries of the hawks, which circle majestically in the blue sky, tracing invisible circles above the deep ravines. These birds of prey, with their watchful eyes, seem like silent sentinels of a still living past, guardians of secrets that no book could ever fully reveal. They look down from above as if they were watching over every single cave, every single soul that rests within it. The true mystery of Pantalica, its greatest challenge, is not only the existence of these thousands of tombs, but how they were created. Imagine the astonishing ingenuity of its creators. These cells, suspended in midair, some tens of meters above the ground, were excavated without the technologies we take for granted. There were no cranes, no ladders that could reach those heights, let alone sophisticated climbing ropes like the ones we use today. How did they do it? How did they manage to reach those sheer walls? This is one of the questions that resonates most loudly in the silence of Pantalica. Archaeologists and historians have several theories, but no definitive answer. Perhaps they used temporary wooden scaffolding anchored to holes in the rock, or perhaps they abseiled from above, defying gravity with an incredible knowledge of their bodies and the properties of the stone. But it's not just the position that's astonishing. The tools were also rudimentary stone chisels, perhaps a few bronze tools, but nothing close to the ease with which we would drill through rock today. Yet, with these primitive means, they managed to shape the stone, creating a veritable labyrinth of tombs that extends for kilometers, following the bends of the river and the curves of the rock walls. These were not simple holes, but actual burial chambers, sometimes with niches and platforms for funeral trousseaux. Each cave is a small sanctuary and eternal home. Each tomb is not just a monument to death, but a silent guardian of the remains of a life, of a personal story. It is a memory etched in stone, an enduring testament to who they were, how they lived, and what they believed. The rock, hard and implacable, became the canvas on which they painted their eternity. Today, Pantalica, with its 5,000 rocky eyes, continues to watch over the horizon, silent but eloquent. It is not just an archaeological site, it is an eternal monument to human resilience. Every tomb dug, every effort expended in those distant millennia tells us of a people who refused to give up, who sought salvation and found it in the unconditional strength of his own will and in the protection of the mountain. It is a city of the dead that, in reality, is more alive than ever, because its stones continue to whisper stories of a forgotten past, stories of daily struggles, of ancestral fears, and above all, of an unshakable will to survive. Here, in this majestic place, history and nature merge in an inseparable embrace. The deep gorges, the wild vegetation, the flight of falcons, everything contributes to creating an immersive experience that goes beyond a simple visit. It is an invitation to reflect on the fragility of life, but at the same time on the power of memory and man's ability to leave a lasting mark, even against the greatest adversities. Pantalica is much more than a collection of caves. It is an open air history lesson, a museum without walls, where every stone, every shadow has something to tell. Visiting Pantalica is not just an excursion, it is a journey through time, an experience that leaves an indelible mark on the soul. You will feel small in front of the immensity of nature and the ingenuity of our ancestors, but at the same time, you will feel part of something great, ancient, profoundly human. It is a constant reminder of humanity's inexhaustible strength, its capacity to adapt, to create, and to endure. Pantalica is not just a piece of Sicilian history, it is a piece of universal history, a silent yet powerful testament that still resonates today. The thousands of rock eyes continue to watch, and whoever ventures here will learn to look with new eyes, seeing not only the stone but the souls who shaped it. Don't miss the next video to discover more of Italy's hidden mysteries.